Secretary of State Tillerson's firing really marks the end of Donald Trump's apprenticeship in foreign policy. Every new president who is not steeped in foreign affairs to begin with, in other words, everybody but Nixon and Bush Sr., has to go through a period of apprenticeship where really they hire an old foreign policy hand who guides them and tells them what to do. Some never get out of apprenticeship, like Jimmy Carter or George Bush Jr. But Trump initially selected Tillerson and a bunch of others because the world said, you don't know anything about foreign policy. We're insecure about you leading America. Reassure us by naming an establishment type to be your Secretary of State. And who better than the head of a major oil company like Tillerson? But increasingly, like other presidents, Trump gets his own instincts, his own ideas, and his own views. I used to tell Clinton when I worked for him and he would be very passive in the area of foreign policy. I said, you know, you're not 21 yet. So Tony Lake, who is his national security advisor, and Warren Christopher, his Secretary of State, have to run foreign policy for you and as kind of like a regency. But when you turn 21, they'll give you control over it. And he would bristle and he would say, nobody gives me options and stuff like that. And we began to work together to replace Lake and Christopher and make foreign policy according to the president's own desires and instincts. And that's really what's happening right now with Trump. He wants to bring a far more confrontational approach to the economics in dealing with China, to nuclear weapons in North Korea, to the nuclear deal with Iran, and to protecting Israel. And I think that he feels that the State Department types, which includes Tillerson and the bulk of the diplomatic corps and those people who've served in that department for decades, are wedded to the old foreign policy promulgated by Obama and also by Clinton and Bush Jr. And he wants to deviate from that, and he wants to make a sharp break from it. And firing Tillerson is the first step in doing that. Trump is really ending his apprenticeship and now taking over foreign policy for himself. Part of this is because he sees in North Korea how his approach works. He feels confident now in dealing with other countries. And I think this marks the beginning of a new departure, which I think is welcome. I think the State Department is far too stultified, far too oriented toward appeasement and complacency, and not being vigorous in defense of freedom. And I think Trump will be. So I think this is a very good development.